Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful and gentle princess named Snow White. She was loved by everyone because she was kind and fair. But the queen, Snow White's stepmother, was jealous of her beauty. Every day, the queen asked her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" One day, the mirror answered, "Snow White is the fairest of all." Filled with anger, the queen ordered Snow White to be taken far away into the forest. But the kind servant could not harm her and let her go. Snow White ran deep into the forest until she found a small, tidy cottage. Inside the cottage were 7 tiny beds and 7 little chairs. Tired and hungry, Snow White rested there. That evening, the owners returned, 7 dwarfs who worked in a mine for precious jewels. They were surprised but welcomed Snow White warmly when she told them her sad story. Snow White stayed with the dwarfs and took care of their home. She cooked meals, cleaned, and sang happily while the dwarfs worked. They warned her, "Do not open the door to strangers." Meanwhile, the queen learned from her mirror that Snow White was still alive. Angry, she disguised herself as an old woman and made a shiny poison apple, red and tempting, but deadly. One day, while the dwarfs were away, the old woman knocked on the door. Snow White remembered the warning, but the apple looked so delicious. She took a bite and fell into a deep, magic sleep. When the dwarfs returned, they found Snow White lying still. They cried and could not bear to bury her, so they placed her gently in a crystal bed among the flowers. One day, a prince passing through the forest saw Snow White and was touched by her beauty and kindness. The spell broke, and Snow White slowly opened her eyes. The dwarfs rejoiced, and Snow White was safe at last. She left the forest with the prince, always remembering her dear friends. And so, Snow White and the 7 dwarfs lived happily ever after, knowing that goodness will always shine brighter than jealousy. The end.